Welcome one and all for this 6 days state level workshop on research and publication ethics. I welcome sir for this session. Once again I welcome Professor rResearch sir for this session.
For us, and we want to discuss about the very technical subject like indexing and citation databases. At the outset, let me thank the organizers for inviting me. Without much ado, I will start the session right away. Before I start, I just want to know the composition of this particular gathering. So, how many of you are from social sciences background? Okay. How many of you are from humanities? Okay. How many of you are from science background? Some of you. So, anyway, I will make this presentation relevant to all of you. Basically, this presentation is not a lecture by itself, but it is more of a demonstration. So what we need is how to use the databases rather than understanding what exactly is the database. In fact, when I was hearing about the introduction about me, I was thinking that he has collected the data from some database. So, what exactly is a database? Database is just a list. So we can consider a database as a list or description of some items. In our case, we are talking about the list of publications that you and I use for research purpose. It is not just a list, it is a structured list, and the data is so captured that it is available for easy retrieval. And whenever we call a database, nowadays invariably we need a computer to interact with the database. That much all of us know it, but still I just want to emphasize that. I'm using two words there. One is indexing and another one is citation databases. Before I do talk about indexing and citation databases, let me tell you that these databases contains the details of the publications. Let us make it very specific on that part. What kind of publications do they normally include? They include mostly the journals, the article published in the journals. They also may contain the details of some books, conference proceedings, and sometimes some patents, if it is a patent database. What I just want to tell you is, for a research, which kind of these materials is more often used than not. In fact, you and I as a researcher, we use articles, journal articles more than any other type of publications. So, we need to know that these databases indexing databases, they contain the details of those articles. The term indexing here refers to the fact that not all journals are included in a database, in a given database. There are number of databases, which I will come to that later. But a database doesn't include all the journals published in your field. They select a few of them. For selection, they use certain criteria. So, if a journal gets included in a database, then that journal is called, we can say that that journal is indexed by that database. What do I mean by indexed? Means it has been enlisted in the database. Index here means enlisting of the journal. So, what about other journals? You will not find any details about those journal articles in the database. So, indexing journals means the database means it enlists a select few journals from all the fields or from a specific field. If it is a specialized database like ERIC, then it includes only those articles published in the field of education. If it is psycholit database, it indexes, now we know the meaning of index, it lists only psychology related database. One part is clear, index. Now, the second part is citation, for which I will come a bit later. Before that, I just want to make you know about the differences between the journals and the book. So, my question may be a little daunting for you, may be very trivial, but still many researchers fail to distinguish between a journal and a book. Okay, so what you are trying to say is a journal contains the research articles for new information on a given field. It is better that we consult a journal, whereas the book contains the consolidated information and it may or may not be research oriented. That is one what is correct. And as you know, a journal contains articles, list of articles written by different people, different scientists, different authors. And at the end of each article, you will get a kind of a list of references or a bibliography. So you find bibliography or references. Now, and they are also called sometimes citations. So now the question is there any difference between a reference and a citation? In fact, a reference is the acknowledgement given to others. I am writing an article, I consult your articles, and then I acknowledge that some of the ideas in the articles have been borrowed from your article, so I give a reference to you. So reference to me is the acknowledgement given to others. Say Professor Sampath Kumar is here, I consult his article quite often and I give a reference to his article. Now, from the point of view of Professor Sampath Kumar, he should say he has received a citation from me. Citation means acknowledgement received. Reference means acknowledgement given. So this distinction we need to understand, and the citation database which I am going to talk to you adopts this particular definition. So citation is a kind of acknowledgement or gratitude that we show to others. This is the difference between the reference and a citation. And when we talk about citations, certain technical words that we need to know. Then we will come back to citation databases, particularly the demonstration of the citation database. The article that I am writing is called citing work. Citing work because this term is required for searching the database. And the article which I refer, Professor Sampath Kumar's article, is cited work. So I am citing his work. So my article becomes citing work and his article becomes cited works. Here is an article, and in the text of the article you give author and year, saying that you have borrowed some idea from that particular author, published in the year so and so. The complete bibliographical details are given at the end, and this is called the whatever you write inside the text is called in-text citation. The list that you prepare as a bibliography is called end-text citation. In-text and end-text. It appears at the end, so it gives full details about the articles being cited. So now we are talking about plagiarism in the, right from the morning, because we do not know how to cite a paper. So there are some measures to lower the citation, plagiarism. In fact, what happens is, I borrow an idea from Professor Sampath Kumar and I don't acknowledge it. If I don't acknowledge it, then it becomes plagiarism. If I acknowledge it, acknowledge the way in which it is required to, then it will not be considered as plagiarism even by the plagiarism detection software. Even software will recognize that it has been properly acknowledged, so I should ignore that portion. So what you have to learn before going out of this particular workshop is how to give the proper citations. So many a times I come across with students who says that, sir, my plagiarism level is 65%, what to do? When I look into his thesis or her thesis, I find that the referencing part of it will have lots of problems. That is why the software is detecting that particular portion as a plagiarized content. So there is a way to do it, and thanks to technology, it is quite simple nowadays. There are reference management tools such as EndNote, such as Zotero, such as Mendeley, etc., etc. And many of these are open source also, available free of cost, and you can learn them within half an hour or so, not even half an hour, you can learn it. And if you adopt that for all your work, then you can reduce the level of plagiarism. And we are talking about plagiarism, and people say that you should not plagiarize. But I differ to that a little bit. No research can stand on its own. You have to borrow the ideas from previous research.